Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the breaking news. Theo Walcott is an Everton player. He's signed on the dotted line pass. Theo Walcott, eh? Who'd have thought it?
Good. I'm happy.
Don't look happy.
I am happy. I was thinking, who'd have thought? I was thinking, it's one of them, isn't it? Player he's always had loads of potential. I think that's how people have always viewed him, as he's about to break out into this thing. But if you take that, strip that like potentially he's going to be great away, and actually look at the player. Yeah, he's a good Premier League player. He's got. He's I wouldn't say he's everything we need, but he's got something we desperately need. Well, two things off the top of my head: pace, and can score goals.
Can he play left back?
He can't. No, well, that's why I didn't say he's got everything we need. But
yeah, they're two things we really need. I mean, we've sat down, we've had a little look, we've gone through it. We spoke to Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. Make sure you check that video out. And I think what you spot on there, the potential thing is always hung over his head. You know, he went to the World Cup when he was it 16? And it was almost like Sven-Göran Eriksson was trying to recreate the Ronaldo experiment. I mean, for people maybe a little bit younger, the original Ronaldo, R9, went to the World Cup in 1994 when Brazil won the World Cup. Now, he didn't play, and he wasn't there to play, which must have been really annoying. But he sat on the bench and he watched and he listened and trained and all the rest of it. And it was because they knew he was going to be so good, but he was the next one. And that was the experiment Theo Walcott's friend took him. And at the time, I remember there was a lot
Germany, wasn't it? 06.
There was a lot of hoo-ha about it because people were like, oh, what, you're wasting a space. Well, you're not wasting a space for the start because you never play all 23 players anyway. But so they took him. And then obviously following on from that, he scored a hat-trick in Croatia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When and he, again, I would say for England he never kicked on really.
But do you think England ever played him in it? England, when he scored that hat-trick, I think I still said we. He kind of played him wide right all the time, where I thought at times he could have gone straight through with that pace. I think in Croatia he played through the middle, but the problem was it was getting into that situation where it was one centre forward and he's diminutive, isn't he? So
I mean, I suppose we'll come on to positional positions, but maybe where people think he plays and where he wants to play might be two different things, and that would be interesting to see. So obviously he was at Southampton. He moved. He sort of had that breakout season. Moved to Arsenal quite young, and he was sort of touted as the next Thierry Henry. He even took the number 14 shirt. You know, he wanted to emulate him, and with the pace, he probably thought, and that's what they probably thought. He was a winger like Henry was when they bought him, and they maybe probably thought they could turn him over time into that player, and I think he probably thought that as well. But I think at Arsenal they wanted to keep continuing to play him wide, and he wanted to play through the middle, and maybe that's where there was a little bit of a clash. But for one reason or another, and I think one of the main reasons is injuries, it stopped him fulfilling that potential. And I think if you go back 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, he had 2 seasons where he played less than 20 games, and I think that's really sidetracked his career, because it was around the time of 24, 25 where people expect, we've just talked about Ross Barkley and people like that for the last year or so, and how when you expect a player to reach the potential, and I think around 24, 25 with those injuries, he just lost his career path. And I think because it was 2 seasons, Arsenal obviously, who were pushing for Champions League, being in the Champions League, pushing for titles, had to replace him with other players, and those players have gone on and flourished, and he's never quite recovered from that, which happens.
Yeah, I mean, he brought in Alexis Sanchez, they've got Mesut Ozil, they've had, Lacazette's coming this season, Olivier Giroud. There's a lot of competition at Arsenal, and Iwobi's there, the Oxlade-Chamberlain who's gone to Liverpool. Now, there was a lot of players who could play in those areas where he was playing, so I suppose it gets difficult then to hold down a place, and you're coming back from injury, trying to prove yourself, you're in and you're out the side. confidence. You know, Robbie was talking about he's a confidence player at times, and I feel as though some players are able to take that challenge and meet it head on, aren't they? And they're probably this level. But other players need to play regularly. They need to know the love thing. You get the best out of them when you do it that way. And coming to Everton at this stage of his career, he's going to be a first choice, basically. Unless he has a nightmare, then he'll be dropped. But he's going to be seen as a first choice player. Whereas at Arsenal, he wasn't. He was just in the background.
But I think one of those reasons that we just mentioned there is because even when he was at, he's been at his best at Arsenal. He's never been guaranteed to play every single week, and I don't mean that because I'm not saying that because of his performances, but just because of the way Arsenal are, where they will rotate heavily. And I think in his best seasons, he's played, you know, around 28 Premier League games for them. He might have played more in some other seasons, and it feels like he needs to play every week to just keep that consistency going. And even if he has bad games, good games, bad games, he just needs to play all the time. And I think that's what he'll get. That's what he'll get with us. 28-year-old coming to Everton at the peak where he probably needs to change as much as Arsenal need to change. Maybe get away from, dare I say, the pressures of. Not pressure might be the wrong way because he'll obviously face pressure at Everton, but just that thing hanging over his head that's been hanging there for the whole time he's been.
Not Thierry Henry.
Exactly, and now that's gone. That will be dismissed. You come to Everton, you're not Thierry Henry, and we don't expect you to be this fella or that fella or anyone else. We just expect you to be
work hard.
Yeah, we
score 100 goals.
Well, yeah, there's that. No, we expect you to be Theo Walcott. Score some goals, create some chances, get us over. Give us a different option, and suddenly that expectation of being this legend of a club, this modern legend, is gone. I don't want to say you failed at it. You haven't got to the levels of one of the best players that we've seen for the last 50 odd years.
I was going to say that Thierry Henry was such a special kind of player. They're not bouncing around the Premier League. They're not at any clubs. I don't think there's any player in the Premier League who's like Thierry Henry now.
It's weird that, isn't it? Because I'll just, well, we're always looking for this player, the next that player, but I don't. He's the only one I think that for a long time where people have really thought. I mean, look at someone else with Arsenal, Bergkamp. You don't ever hear, well, I expect this fella to, or anyone at Ajax. You don't get anyone at Ajax go, oh, Davy Klaassen was what we thought he was going to be the next Bergkamp, or you don't hear that anywhere else. But I think a lot of people did think that he was going, and maybe getting the number 14 shirt might have, all those little things that put you in the same bracket, and I think that's a big mistake. I think that's why at some clubs. I know numbers are there's a lot of symbolism in numbers, but I think that's why you don't just hand a number to a player. It's why we shouldn't have really handed the number 9 to Sandro.
No,
we should have waited for a real.
We should have had 34 or something.
Yeah, we should have waited for a real successor, and our number 9 was blank for a couple of seasons because.
But I think that's what it should have been. I think because at our club, number 9 is a big shirt. It's a symbolic shirt, and let's be honest, some players have had it, he should never have had it.
Yeah,
right.
Of course, tainted it.
But other players, I mean, Landon Donovan had it, didn't he?
He looked after it.
No, but he was great. But what I'm saying is, he got it. He got it for like 6 weeks. He was only there. But what I mean is, it should have been kept because ours were big centre forwards. Like the likes of Sandro, I don't think we did him any favours giving him that number. I think if you'd give him I don't know, a 14 for argument's sake, no one would have gone, why isn't he number 9? You would have just gone, oh yeah. Like next one, and kept it. If you'd got Giroud, he would be someone I think could have worn the 9 because he's big, powerful. Tosson, I think, could have potentially worn,
could become the number 9.
Could become a number 9 the way he is. But I think someone like Sandro, who's diminutive and stuff, I don't think that goes it. And for him, getting the 14, it might have been a personal thing. Oh, this is great for me after Thierry Henry, but people then symbolise it. You look and go, hang on, that was Henri's number, or you know what I mean, and it shouldn't do, but that's
that's
kind of what
that's what it is, isn't it? That's what you do. I mean,
we had a fella who scored loads of important goals us in the 17 shirt, headers and everything, winning big games, so we give it to someone who does never score just to keep
but it's
that
right though, isn't
going.
it? It's like you do that, don't you? You know, all clubs will do that, you know. Liverpool, I think it's the number 8's blank. It was Gerrard's. They didn't just hand it over to someone, and I think Kate is getting it. But you get that at clubs, you know. You know, United don't just hand a number to someone just to fill a number. There's an expectation. There's a weight to it, and I think that's what he suffered from. And I think that's just a real symbol of that having that shirt. And he'll come away from that now, and I'm delighted he's got a missus that will let him move to Liverpool. That's a tremendous start.
To be faithful, he hasn't had a few nights up here in the past.
You know, but I just think, you know, there's a World Cup coming as well. You know, he's still got a chance, I think, to make that squad, and he'll be thinking about all those things. And I just think it needs freshening up. I think from an Arsenal point of view, they need freshening up the whole club. And it's almost like he's won a couple of cups, and he's played in the Champions League, and he's scored in the Champions League. But I think there's a generation at Arsenal that haven't really kicked on, or they certainly haven't won a Premier League or got near to winning a Premier League. Didn't ever get out of the quarter-finals in the Champions League. So I think there's almost a generation at Arsenal where the fans will look at and be disappointed with them. I mean, we'd look at them and go, that's amazing. But they'll look at them, and I think he's part of that generation, and I think that sticks. I think you need freshness at a football club. Players get stale. Saying if they've been there since they're young. I mean, he's not old. He's only 28. But if you've been there since you were young, you're not seen as a player who's 28. You're seen as a player who's been around for 10 years. And I think that's why he needs the freshness. And I think that's good for us, because I think we're a club that can rejuvenate players' careers. We've seen it before. Moyes used to do it all the time. And I'm hoping that, again, this is something this lad will do. He'll come here, it'll be a fresh start, it'll be a chance to prove himself as Theo Walcott, not as
the next
Thierry Henry. And I think that's really important.
I think it's massive for him, because he's gone through that. He's had the big move at a young age. He's been at a club that, you know, the experience he's got is fantastic. He's played Champions League football every year at Arsenal, bar this one.
Yeah.
You know, he's played in the Europa League this year, hasn't he? He's won a couple of FA Cups. You know, they're always up and fighting at the top of the. You know, I watched someone put a 4-minute highlights thing up last night of his goals. Some of the goals he scored and the assists, brilliant. You know, really good goals. But the pace of them getting in round about, we haven't got people like that. We haven't got anyone like that in our side. So for him coming here, he'll be appreciated for different things that maybe Arsenal fans are getting a bit frustrated with him, or there's just lots of them on the pitch in attacking areas, because they are good going forward. Arsenal's the thing they are. I think for him, he'll be appreciated in a totally different way, and it's a fresh start for him. And when you get a fresh start like that, he'll want to hit the ground running. And like I said, he's something different to what we've got, and that's what's so important.
I think he's got good movements as well. I think he's one of those players. He doesn't just he doesn't just rely on his pace, as in, you know, throw a ball over he's clever in the way he manages his runs, the way he bends his runs. He'll bob in and off, you know, on the offside positions to try and keep himself on side and keep himself not marked. So I think he's got that. It's how we use him. I heard Sam Allardyce say the other day he'd have a chat with him once he'd signed him. You know, it'll be interesting. I think if we've got him, and obviously we've got Tosin and we've got the likes of Balassi and Lookman, it does give us and even Calvert-Lewin, to play wide or to play through the middle. It gives us an option to suddenly have a real proper front three. And then and we've spoke about this for a long time, saying we don't play 4-3-3, we play 4-5-1.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And this suddenly gives us the option to play a real 4-3-3. And that's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the team is made up, who fits into that. You know, do we have two holding midfielders and a Gylfi Sigurdsson, or two holding midfielders and a Wayne Rooney, or do we have one holding midfielder and a Wayne Rooney and a Gylfi Sigurdsson? It suddenly freshens those options up and gives Allardyce something to think about going forward. Because, I mean, I don't want it to just be you know, Jordan Pickford puts it on the floor and lashes it and just, you know, diagonal
just
to Theo Walcott over the top. That's the last thing I want to do. I want to see is actually use a player the right way, because certainly I think that's what he's got to offer us.
We can't just, I mean, that's a weapon that can be used every now and again from Pickford at that, but it's no good hitting diagonals to him, because he's not tall, he's not gonna be jumping, winning headers. There's no point. And how often do you get through with someone lashing a ball over the top from a diagonal? Not very often. You might get through once a game because of the way the ball goes. So we're going to have to use them properly, and that's going to hopefully play into Sigurdsson, play into Wayne Rooney's hands, who can thread the ball.
What we need now is well, I think what he'll give us is something what we haven't had is, well, we'll have a player who will be who's willing runner, who will make those runs all day for you. I don't think we have that at the moment. I think Balassi always wants the ball to feet and to take people. You don't see Balassi ever sort of meet a ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's already on the run and someone will play it over to him. Balassi wants the ball. Balassi will come deep, get it, and then try and take them on. Lookman's the same. He's the same. They don't want to run. They don't want to get in. They don't want to get down the side. This fella wants to get he'll make the run and expect the ball. I think that's suddenly a different option, and that might be where we've been going wrong. That's why people say, "Oh, why aren't we passing it forward?" Well, if players want it to feet and then are losing it, that's a big problem. Where suddenly now there is an out ball. You know, he'll go inside the fullback. You know, like almost like Seamus Coleman was doing when he plays. I don't think we have enough of that, and I think someone like Wayne Rooney, actually, this might open up Wayne Rooney's position, playing in front of the back four, because suddenly he's got a runner now. He's got someone to hit. I don't think we got anyone like that in the team, and that can make a massive difference. That can suddenly, if you've got a player who can get behind the fullback, that allows everyone else to suddenly push up, and then you can either run into the box or put a cross in. You've got someone like Tosin in the middle, and then that can open us up massively. I mean, listen, the jury's out whether he can do it. In terms of, you know, not what I mean consistently, in terms of, I'm sure the fan base is a little bit like that, but I'd rather have him than not have him. I mean, the only other player I'd say is willing to make the run is Aaron Lennon, but I think, well, he is though, he's a willing runner no matter what anyone says, but I think his game and his age now, he's got to the point where he's happy to do the sort of like the tracking side of it and defensive side of it, whereas this fella will just want to get behind people all day, and we'll use all that experience and we'll push other players, I think, to be, come on, get up to this level.
We scored 108 goals for Arsenal in 300 odd games. We haven't got anyone in our side that scored 108 goals anywhere.
No.
Yeah, you know, we haven't. So that, well, Wayne Rooney, apart from Wayne Rooney. And we know Wayne Rooney's got 11 already this season, so we know he can put the ball on the net. You can't have too many players who can score goals in your team. Said it before. You need 4 and 5 attackers in your lineup who can score. You know, I'd have 4 strikers if I was the manager. He can play through the middle. He can play wide right. He's got that, like I said before, he's got the experience. He's got the running. You can use him across the front line. It makes someone like this, and the way you're seeing Tosin's link-up play at the weekend, can transform a team from looking bang average, and it's probably been kind to the way we've looked at times this season, to all of a sudden opening the pitch up, and then all of a sudden you open the pitch up, and then other players get confident, and then the next minute people are going, where the fuck did this team, where have these been? You know, because that, you see it with teams, a player comes in, and the next minute the ones who weren't playing well, all of a sudden start playing well, and this one player's linked things together, and he may
well, even that's an option if he gets around Tosin, and you've seen the link-up play the other day, if he gets around him, even if it's just like a flick on and suddenly you've got to play it over the top. You know, we haven't had that since the Strachan Drenthe.
Oh, but it's things like you thread him through. Rooney loves that driven low ball into space, and he's the one making the run. Then people are coming back. He can cut it back, and we've got runners attacking the box. It's a different. You're spot on with the likes of Balassi and that. Everyone's coming to each other. So I'm running to you, and you've got it. You give it to me because I want to turn and go past them 3 first. But if I go and then I'm out and away, and you can play it, the whole pitch is spread where everything's bunched up. Lookman comes and gets it, step over, halfway line. Morales used to do it. you know, Delafeu. Very rare was it like play me in down the corner. Do you know where I think the likes of John Joe Kenny, who loves that little ball down the line, he'll love it.
Yeah.
You know, and we seen it against Watford, didn't we? Luckman, the little round the corner. Now Nias is the only one who wants that ball.
You're right. You're right. We don't stretch enough teams. No. We come back, and when we come back, that allows teams to push up.
Yeah.
I think with this fella, this is a player. I mean, we spoke about this, about the Lukaku thing, about players playing 10 yards up the pitch because they know we don't have that kind of danger.
Yeah.
With a Walcott, I think teams, because of his pace, there'll be a lot of teams that'll go, we can't afford. I mean, there'll be a few who'll try it, but there'll be a lot of teams that just won't even chance it. They'll go, we're going to have to sit deep, and if they sit deep, if they sit deep, then suddenly we're playing in their half of the pitch, and it's how then we use that ball, and obviously we've got to use it better than we have been. But suddenly you're not as a team, we're not always on the back foot. I mean, we spoke about this in the final word about the Tottenham game, and we spoke about it loads of times. We don't control the ball enough. We don't play in the opposition. We rely too much on a ball going up, a centre forward keeping hold of it, and then bringing everyone into the play. We don't play through the pitch enough. We don't. You know, it's a big bugbear. And you know, as I say, it's another weapon. And it'll be interesting whether he plays. If he plays on the right, does that mean Balassi plays on the left then, cutting in? I
think Balassi can...
If that happens though, we need a left back. And I know we need a left back anyway, but then we do need a left back, because if Balassi plays on the left and he's coming inside, we need someone going on the outside.
Everyone who plays on our left comes inside when Sigurdsson plays there.
Know what I mean? We need a left back.
No, I know we do, but we know that.
That's what I'm saying, we need a left back. So you'll go round.
Yeah, no, we're not.
And that again.
But I'm saying that's not, if Balassi goes, that's not new, because everyone who plays on our left is.
But if he goes to the left and he stays, yeah, but he can play on the left. Balassi can play on the left and come on the inside. Yeah. But if he does do that, you've got to have a fullback. You've got to. It doesn't work if you don't have a fullback. And I know
we'll have one anyway.
And I know we've got to have one anyway. But what I'm doing is I'm making the point why we really need a left back, not just for cosmetic reasons of having a left back with a left foot who can defend and play football. And those really, you know, little things in the game.
No, what I think, if you get a left-footed left back there, then that opens the pitch up again, and then all of a sudden the team's got to worry about him on his pace. They got to worry about the fella up front who can head the ball now that we haven't had. You've got to then worry about this fella who's going to take the ball with tricks and everything. Then you're worrying about a left back going down the outside and the right back going down. Then all of a sudden, Everton have got 5 things that teams have got to worry about. Other than they've got nothing down the left. The lad's right foot of the foot. You know, so everything becomes, oh well, if we just stop him playing, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, there's a balance then. There's a balance of the team, and that's what we've been missing. And it only takes 2 or 3 signings, and we've made 2 already. Yeah. So if we can make that 3rd, and then suddenly, that's the thing about it's having a plan. It's knowing where you're going. It's knowing what you're doing. It's knowing what you want to do. It's not about just buying players for the sake of buying players. And that's hopefully what we're doing. Hopefully, I can't, you know, put my hand. Well, I can't say it's. I know that for a fact, because I don't know for a fact. But hopefully that is the plan. And if we get a left back in next, then
anything else is just buffering the squad up. Then it's making it better.
Just making it better.
If you get then another forward, or you get a centre midfield player, then you know you ship a couple out. Then it's all good.
From now on, if you've got the right players in the right positions, then anything next is grafting onto the team. Centre back.
Yeah.
We need one. We're not absolutely desperate for one. We need one. We need a better one. Of course we do. We need a better everything. But you can't say you need a better this if you haven't got players in certain positions already. You've got to look after the positions that need looking after, and then everything else is just make the team better, one by one. So what proper teams do, they have 11 players, they have a squad, and they go, right, well, where do we need a better player? We could do with a better right back, do with a better whatever. But you've got to have players in the right positions first. So let's hope we do that next.
Listen, I'm quite pleased with it. I'm surprised with people who aren't impressed with it, because I just think it's better than what we've got. And you're signing players, they've got to be better than what you've got. That's how you progress. And so he mightn't be Lionel Messi,
but just the final point on it, right? I've seen a lot of criticism of, oh, we bought a player from this team who were in the bottom half of the table. We bought a player from this team who were in the bottom half of the table. We bought a player, you know, we bought a player from the Championship or some no mark, whoever. Right, what we've done is we've gone to one of the top 6, looked at their squad and gone, right, I wouldn't mind signing him. He mightn't be, he's a player who he's in and out the first team, and we've gone and signed him. Right, it's not like we could have gone to that. We tried Giroud, but his missus doesn't want to sign. Right, but it's not like we can go there and sign Alexis Sanchez. We can't. Not at that stage yet. Right. So we've looked at their quality players, and we've bought a player with Champions League experience, won trophies, and scored loads of goals, and wants to play in the World Cup. And I think that's all. And I think that's all you can ask for at this point.
Yeah.
So, and he's at his peak of his career, and the rest is up to him now. The rest is up to him.
So he might come in and he might be great for 2 years for us, and then wherever we are in 2 years, he might go, right, we want to move on now, and he might move off to Southampton or whatever, and he might have done his job. He might be great for 4 years for us, who knows? But you know, he's here now, but I'm excited to see him because I just think he's different to what we've got. It's better than what we've got, and it helps us move forward. And that's if we can improve in them areas,
and hopefully we go into a home game against West Brom with a couple of new players on the pitch, and everyone's revigorated, and you're thinking, oh, you know, we've got the tools to beat these today and get up that table. And
it's about winning football matches, and at the moment we haven't been good enough the last few games, and we've got a big game Saturday, unveiling to, you know, Towson's first home game, and unveiling Walcott. If that doesn't boost the crowd and boost the team, then nothing will.
Yeah. There you have it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, check out the video from Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. He's been kind enough to do a little video for us, tell us about the strengths, the weaknesses and all the rest of it. And as I said, leave your thoughts in the comments on Everton signing Theo Walcott. We'll see you later.